Most people believe a successful career is built in one simple way: work hard, gain experience, wait for the right opportunity. But what if that formula is missing the most important part? What if the people who rise faster, earn more, and seem to have unlimited options are not simply working harder, but building something invisible? Something that cannot be seen on a resume. Something called career capital. Imagine two people starting their careers on the same day. They have the same education, the same entry-level position, and the same salary. 5 years later, one person is still waiting for a manager to notice their effort. The other has better opportunities, a stronger reputation, and the ability to choose their next move. The difference is not always talent. It is not always intelligence. And it is rarely just luck. The difference is that one person built career capital. Because a career is not only about the time you spend working, it is about what that time turns you into. Some people spend years gaining experience. Others spend years becoming more valuable. And those two paths lead to completely different futures. For a long time, people imagined careers like a ladder. You start at the bottom. You prove yourself. You slowly climb upward. Eventually, someone above you gives you a bigger title and more responsibility. But the modern economy does not always reward the person who waits the longest. It rewards the person who creates the most value. This is the hidden logic behind career capital. Your skills, your reputation, your judgment, your ability to solve difficult problems, your relationships. These are all forms of career capital. They are invisible assets that grow over time. And unlike a job title, they belong to you. A company can take away your position. A market can change. An industry can disappear. But the value you have built inside yourself can move with you. The problem is that most people never intentionally build it. They simply react to whatever happens. They choose jobs because they seem safe. They avoid difficult situations because failure feels uncomfortable. They focus on short-term rewards while ignoring long-term growth. Then, years later, they wonder why their career feels stuck. The issue is not always effort. The issue is direction. They spent years collecting experience, but not necessarily building value. Think about two employees. The first employee arrives every day, completes every task, and does exactly what is expected. They become good at their role. But if the company changes, their advantage disappears. The second employee thinks differently. They learn how the business works. They understand customers. They study problems outside their job description. They develop skills that are difficult to replace. Over time, they become the person people trust when something important needs to happen. Both employees worked hard, but only one built career capital. This explains why some people seem to suddenly accelerate. From the outside, it looks like they got lucky. They receive promotions. They get better offers. They build influence. But what people do not see is the invisible preparation that happened before. Career growth often looks sudden from the outside, but it is usually the result of years of quiet improvement. The concept of career capital is closely connected to the idea that passion is not always something you simply discover. Many people spend years asking, "What is my passion?" But a better question might be, "What valuable skills can I build?" Because passion often comes after competence. When you become good at something meaningful, something changes. You gain confidence. People begin to trust you. Opportunities appear. You start enjoying the process because you are no longer struggling at the beginner stage. Mastery creates momentum. But there is an important detail. Career capital is not created equally. Some experiences multiply your future options. Others slowly limit them. A person who spends years developing a rare skill may create more opportunity than someone who spends decades doing predictable work. A person who chooses challenging projects may grow faster than someone who chooses comfort. Because difficult situations force adaptation. They force learning. They force you to become better. This does not mean every difficult job is automatically valuable. The goal is not to suffer. The goal is to grow. The best career moves are often the ones where you are slightly uncomfortable but constantly improving. That is where new abilities are created. But skills alone are not enough. A hidden genius is still hidden. The world does not reward potential. It rewards demonstrated value. A person can be incredibly capable, but if nobody knows what they can do, opportunities may pass them by. This is why communication and reputation matter. Your reputation is the story people tell about your ability when you are not in the room. Over time, people connect your name with certain qualities: reliable, creative, strategic, someone who gets results, or someone who cannot be trusted. Every project you complete is shaping that reputation. Every conversation, every decision, every problem you solve. You are constantly building career capital, even when you are not thinking about it. So how do you intentionally build more? The first step is changing the way you view your career. Do not see your job only as a way to earn money. See it as a training ground. Every experience has a return. Some opportunities pay you financially, but leave you unchanged. Others may be difficult, but increase your future value. A powerful question to ask is, will this make me more valuable 5 years from now? That question changes everything. Instead of only chasing comfort, you start thinking strategically. Instead of asking, is this easy? You ask, what can this teach me? The second step is building rare and useful skills. Not every skill has the same value. Some skills are common, others are rare. The people with the most options often have abilities that are both difficult and useful. They can solve problems that many people have, but few people can solve. That experience builds a stronger reputation. The cycle continues. Eventually, the difference becomes impossible to ignore. The person who is improving quietly becomes the person everyone wants to work with. This is why comparing yourself to others can be misleading. You often see someone's results without seeing their years of preparation. You see the success. You do not see the accumulation. The biggest mistake people make is believing that careers are something that happen to them. They wait for promotions. They wait for recognition. They wait for someone else to decide their future. But powerful careers are built intentionally. Every skill is a brick. Every experience is a lesson. Every challenge is a chance to increase your value. The goal is not simply to work harder. The goal is to become someone who creates more value than before. Because that creates leverage. A person who can create significant value does not need to chase every opportunity. Opportunities start coming to them. The third step is creating evidence. Knowledge alone is not enough. You need proof. Build something, improve something, solve something. Create results that show what you are capable of. Because careers are built on evidence. A resume can say you are skilled, but results prove it. And finally, understand the power of compounding. Career capital grows like an investment. At first, the results are small. You learn a skill. You complete a project. You improve slightly. Nothing dramatic seems to happen. But over time, these small improvements combine. A skill leads to a better opportunity. A better opportunity creates more experience. That experience builds a stronger reputation. The cycle continues. Eventually, the difference becomes impossible to ignore. The person who is improving quietly becomes the person everyone wants to work with. This is why comparing yourself to others can be misleading. You often see someone's results without seeing their years of preparation. You see the success. You do not see the accumulation. The biggest mistake people make is believing that careers are something that happen to them. They wait for promotions. They wait for recognition. They wait for someone else to decide their future. But powerful careers are built intentionally. Every skill is a brick. Every experience is a lesson. Every challenge is a chance to increase your value. The goal is not simply to work harder. The goal is to become someone who creates more value than before. Because the modern world does not only reward effort, it rewards usefulness. It rewards people who can adapt, people who can solve problems, people who have built something valuable inside themselves. That is career capital. And once you understand it, the question changes. You stop asking, how do I get ahead? You start asking, how do I become more valuable? Because the person who builds the strongest career capital gains something far greater than money. They gain choices, they gain independence, they gain freedom. And in the end, freedom may be the most valuable career asset of all.